In a world where the marks think they know better than the wrestlers and the bookers, the Fantasy Booking Institute exists to pretty much do exactly that. This is a visit from the FBI.
This is Dan the Dad, and you should listen to Raw and Order or you're grounded.
Welcome to another visit from the FBI, your weekly source for pro wrestling fantasy booking. I am your host, Detective Mark Smarks, and I am joined, as always, by my partners in crime fighting. Starting off, District Attorney Vincent Kayfabe. What's going on, man? How are you?
I can say today, on this moment, I do know better than the wrestlers and bookers how to get along with my coworkers.
That is indeed true. We've worked together, both on the podcast and elsewhere, and none of us have thrown a chair at anyone's face. So we got that. Also joining us,
it hasn't even crossed my mind before.
I'm not gonna say it hasn't crossed my mind, but I'm good enough to not do it. There have been a few co-workers, and I think Fabe knows which ones I'm thinking of, that I thought a chair to the face would be probably a good idea.
Why would you say such things? I don't understand.
Also joining us, JLB. What's going on, man?
It goes good, sir. It goes good. Man, am I thought I was going to get a break from some kind of wrestling, but between all of that watching and then watching the Twitter world and all the dirt sheets reporting what's going on backstage after the scrum.
That's what you were watching on the Twitter world. I saw the picture you shared of Mandy Rose.
Yeah, we know what you were really watching.
Also, we need to
trying to get a peek behind the belt. Yes. Hello, Ambrosia.
To our moderator. Hi, Ambrosia. Thanks for coming.
Welcome.
Good to see you. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Thank you for always coming, supporting, and moderating, and keeping us cool, calm, and collective.
Yes,
I don't know that she keeps us cool, if you know what I'm saying.
I'm not sure I do know what you're saying.
I have a fucking clue what I'm saying.
But I'm not going to throw a chair at your face, so I think we're still good.
Yeah, thanks.
I just feel... I feel bad for MJF because his return...
His big storyline overshadowed by...
Mm-hmm. His big return storyline, and then CM Punk's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fucking drop a literal pipe bomb for no reason in the post-media scrum.
Well,
now,
I
like
mean, not for no reason, technically.
It still was pretty much for no reason. It didn't need to be talked about. I mean, someone asked him a question, and he could have answered.
He didn't even go on to that question. He just started talking about the thing that he's pissed off about.
Yeah. But I mean, he literally could have just said, "Hey, I don't want to talk about that right now. There's a time and a place for that. That's all behind us or whatever." But
or it's not behind you, but it's not for public consumption. Maybe.
Mm-hmm. That's between me and the boys in the back or whatever. I mean, there's a lot they could do, but instead they're just...
Jericho said it kind of nicely when someone had asked him what he talked about. He's like, well, look, for the majority part, it's really none of your business. But essentially, I can, not tell you verbatim what I said, but I can give you an idea of what I kind of gave them insight on and what they should do. That's how you fucking answer a question.
Yeah.
Well,
he said, listen, we talked about it, and I said, listen, we're at a very tentative thing during this renegotiation for a new deal. And let's just not fuck it up. And I mean, like you said, there's a way you can do this without pissing off everyone. But CM Punk was like, fuck that.
Yeah, I mean, For years, we've believed that CM Punk was innocent in his fallout with WWE, and I would suggest at this juncture you can kind of tell maybe he's at least complicit. He may not be the cause, but he's
I've always
definitely
kind of felt
complicit in his own problems.
it's the old asshole thing. If you get up in the morning and you leave your house and you bump into an asshole, you bumped into an asshole, right? But if you keep bumping into assholes all day long, you're the asshole.
You might be a redneck.
That's what it comes down to. Is if CM Punk looks back at his history in pro wrestling and everywhere he goes, he finds that things fall apart and people don't like him and all of that stuff, then maybe he should take a step back and think, what do I do that's causing people to react this way to me?
Well, it's the money part of the draw that makes him behave as such.
Mm-hmm.
From what we can tell, that was not that way at ROH.
Well, he still burned some bridges when he left ROH, so it's. But I mean, here's the deal: every report about AEW prior to CM Punk coming in was that everyone's super happy. It's sunshine and roses. This is the best place to work for. I've never worked for a company that got along so well. Yada yada yada. Right? And then in the year that CM Punk has been there, because it's been just over a year now. Mm-hmm. One of the EVPs left. Reports have it that
not likely to be involved with that.
Well, not directly, but reports have it that none of the EVPs really talk to each other off screen as much anymore. Like even Kenny and the Young Bucks, they do the BTE bits together, but reportedly they kind of just go their separate ways outside of it. And whether that's related to CM Punk or not, I find it's very telling that prior to CM Punk being there, we didn't get these reports. After CM Punk is there, we start getting these reports. Cody leaving, part of why Cody was leaving is because he felt like he wasn't seen as a top guy anymore. And we've talked before about the variety of reasons why he wasn't a top guy anymore. And the number one of them being that he put Tony Khan in a bad place by saying, hey, I'm just going to book myself into the storyline where I'll never be able to challenge for the top belt. And Tony Khan's like, well, fuck, what am I supposed to do with you then? I mean, just have you run around the mid card and you want me to pay you like a top guy and all of that stuff? I can't do that, right? But he also wasn't a top guy because they had a new top guy.
True.
And at the time, the babyface crowd loves me character was CM Punk. He came out every week and he crowd surfed and he smiled and talked about how much he loved pro wrestling and how happy he was to be back and yada 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 this and how eventually he was going to go after the belt. I mean, that's the role that Cody was supposedly wanting to fill.
Right. Pun intended.
Ha ha ha. Yes, pun always intended. Fucking, I ain't no coward.
I don't think you actually intended that pun.
by the way, a pun is always intended, whether I intend it or not.
X.
For entertainment purposes, it has to be intended.
By the way, I would like to point out that I'm pulling a DA Fabe tonight and guzzling an energy drink while on this podcast.
At bedtime. So, anyway. Did you know it's genetic to not have a heavy effect of caffeine on you?
I'm sure there's a genetic component, yeah. There also is a
23andMe, and caffeine has a low. I'm likely to have a low effect on.
Yeah, there's also a tolerance buildup as you use more and more of it. Yes. I would also like to point out, from a scientific standpoint, caffeine doesn't actually make you less tired.
It just blocks the tired.
It just blocks your brain from recognizing the tired, right?
Yes.
So your tired part of your body puts out melatonin to say, "Hey, it's sleepy time," and the caffeine's like, "What's that over there?" And so the melatonin doesn't get to the proper receptors, and you don't feel but the tired. It's part of why there's a crash afterwards, because that melatonin just kind of builds up, and it's there, you know.
I sleep like a baby because of it.
I sleep like a baby because I'm internally a 12-year-old child.
Good job, bud.
You do not sleep like a baby.
Yeah, I do. I curl
You're
up in
always
a fetal
up.
position, and I suck my thumb. I sleep like a baby.
You do not suck your thumb. Stop it.
It's actually
I
kind of
don't.
cute. It's kind of cute.
But so yeah, so the reports backstage, the reports are that it's legit. Meltzer and Sean Ross Sapp say everyone they talk to says this is legit. This isn't some working the boys sort of a thing. That being said, if they were working the boys, you better believe
It's
they
a poor
would.
decision.
Well, but they also wouldn't just come out. Oh, yeah, we're working them. That being said, I will agree with. I saw. I think it was Sean Ross. A thing where he said, source in a high up source in WWE who would be in the know in situations like this says if they don't capitalize on this and monetize this situation, they have no business being in pro wrestling. And to give an example, Matt and Lita and Edge,
Right.
a legitimate situation that WWE was like, cha-ching, let's turn that into dollar signs, baby.
You were fired, but not for a little bit longer.
Yeah, we're gonna get some dollar bills out of this.
And I don't know. I think the problem with this scenario too, at the same time, is clearly we see that none of these guys can be professional about it. More so, I guess, CM Punk with, just highlighting it all the time. And sure, you can call stuff out, but there's just some stuff that, you know what I mean? You don't need to give the people or the dirt sheets or whatever. He just wants to be the center of attention. He might have a few valid points of, why am I still dealing with Cole Cabana stuff? I haven't talked to him in 10 years. There might be some points, but at the end of the day, none of us really know the whole full-fledged story. But everything about it is just completely unprofessional. What CM Punk said on the scrum, completely unprofessional. What the Bucks did afterwards, kind of ganging up on him, going to his locker room, calling him out, unprofessional.
I don't know. I'm gonna give because we don't, of course, know all of the stuff in the mic, but
Right.
I'm gonna give the Bucks the benefit of the doubt that they could have been just going there to be like, yo, what the fuck, man? Why didn't you just come to us and say something? We didn't do this, and that it escalated out of their control. There's every chance for that. Here's the person that. Yeah, and I think you guys are gonna be surprised that I say this. Here's the person that I'm actually the most angry at. That's Tony Khan, because he sat
Watch this
there.
shit. Yep.
He sat there at the media scrum as CM Punk went off, and even fed into it a little bit. Instead of just saying, "Hey,"
feed into it.
he did. While CM Punk was starting to say things, he's like, "Oh, and in fairness, I should have." Said no comment when this happened, or I should have done something else. And CM Punk was like, no, this doesn't have anything to do with what you should have done, right? They shouldn't have done it in the first place. But that's where what he should have done as a boss.
So this is not the place to discuss this.
Yeah, listen, this isn't the place to discuss this. We just had a great pay-per-view. Let's focus on the pay-per-view.
But at the same time, he's also a promoter at heart, right? He's known to it's Tuesday and we're still talking about what happened on Sunday. Everyone's going to want to watch Dynamite. So for him, it's kind of hard because it's like, yeah, be a promoter, but people are still going to be talking about this. This is going to help promote Dynamite. This is going to
I
help
think
build something,
I'm going to go on the record saying that while we might get a slight spike in Dynamite this week, in the long term, this is going to hurt the company more than it helps the company.
Yeah, you don't fix this. I have to agree. I think in the long term, this is something that has to be quashed, and it has to be quashed quickly, and it has to be quashed by Tony Khan.
Yes, here's an example in the sports world, right? The at the time Oakland Raiders. Actually, this might even go back to when they were originally the LA Raiders. They got a reputation for being a dirty team. They got a reputation for not playing cleanly, hurting other players purposefully, and yet got them some fans, but it also lost them more fans over time. And the man leaned into it to start off because there's no such thing as bad publicity, right? So let's just lean into it and say, yeah, we're dirty and all this stuff. But in the end, attendance plummeted. Sales for tickets plummeted. Sales for merchandise plummeted. Revenues from ad revenue plummeted, right? It went down and down and down and down and down. Eventually, the team relocated, and they're still trying to rebuild their fan base to this day, right? This is the sort of thing that, sure, it might have a short-term spike, but in the long term, this can kill a company. If a company, especially a company like AEW, that's entire reputation for the first 2.5 years of its existence was this is the wrestler's company. This is the good place to work. This is the wrestler's company, right? WWE is the sports entertainers company where someone controls everything and no one's happy working there. This is the company where everyone loves working here. And this throws a big wrench in that, right?
I'm gonna go on record just to see if I can get Phil to call us out. Phil and Vince are working together on this. That's why Vince retired. This is ultimate conspiracy theory right here.
Oh, ultimate. This is fucking worse.
I mean, I'll let you go all in on that, but I will not, and that is another pun.
I'm all out. I'm all out on that one.
I'm out on that.
I'm all out of love. So lost
without you.
I think this is an example of too many, and maybe he's right. Maybe Hangman Page went into business for himself on that promo a couple of months ago.
But you've been holding on to that for 2 months.
Yeah, 3 months. Now,
and you've already talked about it once. You've had public comments about this, and you're still holding on to it.
And even more than that, Hangman Page did it once, maybe twice in promos. Right? And then that's been it. And now he's in a totally different feud with totally different. He's not even in your circle on TV anymore, right? He's not even in the same hemisphere right now. So why are you dredging this up? Bury it. I've had coworkers who've talked smack about me and said bad things. And you know what I did? I just found a way to avoid those people and roll on with my life. Right, and so, but this is a Tony Khan problem that this legitimately could. I mean, it already has hurt the aura of the company. This company that again had a reputation for being the most wrestler friendly company, the company where we would say, oh, look at Ruby Soho, she's just debuted on AEW, or she's been there a month and she looks like she's happier than she's ever been on WWE. Look at Moxley, he looks like he's so happy, he's happier than a pig in shit. Look at Hangman Page or fucking Matt Hardy or whoever. I mean, everyone came. Sting comes out of retirement to come to AEW because he heard what a good place it was to work. And he's having, he's having a run of his career now. Not the run of his career. That was, of course, in the 90s, but that's it. But that stuff doesn't happen if you get a reputation as the place that allows these skirmishes to boil and fester, right? Or more specifically, a place that allows one person to come in and fucking run the show. You know what I mean?
I just think there's just lack of communication. In reality, I don't think Punk fucking talks to anyone. They haven't hashed out anything, clearly. Never talks to them about it, of how they're feeling. He just does it live on TV.
But as a boss, that's Tony Khan's job to say, listen, man, you went into business for yourself on that promo. You talked about it live on TV. We can't have that shit happening. We need to work this out. And I literally, if a good boss in this situation, especially good boss in the sporting world, would literally take those people, force them in a room, and just like parents do with their kids and the get along shirt, literally force them into a room and say, we're not leaving until we've hashed this out. And he obviously done that. And yeah, I've given him excuses before. It was just one guy, and he did this whole thing a month ago where he expanded his creative, whatever. What's the word I'm looking for?
Talent relations.
Talent relations. That's good. That's exactly it. He expanded the talent relations, added people to try to make this communication better. Partially because he heard about a wrestler who was like, no one ever called me. I worked this one show and I was told I would get another call and we'd maybe work again, and no one called me again. And he's like, oh shit, I thought someone else was doing that. They were expecting a call from me. No one did anything. So let's put together a bigger talent relations department. Let's try to make this. But all of that
Let's put together people who aren't wrestling as talent relations.
Well, but in the end, none of that addressed the elephant in the room, which was
people aren't happy, bud.
It's unhappy, and until they do something to address that, it's just gonna fester. And something had to be done, and it didn't get done, and that all shit rolls downhill, and Tony Khan's at the bottom of that hill. He's the buck stops there, right?
This is why, though, Tony Khan needs like an enforcer kind of person for backstage. Him himself can't do anything. This is why fanboys shouldn't own wrestling companies, or fanboys shouldn't own a company of a product that they're a super fan of. Because there's going to be nepotism.
Okay, first of all, I don't think you know what nepotism is, but that's a different thing altogether.
Yeah, you don't have a family that's working in this.
Yeah,
playing favorites. Well, okay, fine, no family, but
yeah, nepotism
favorites.
Specifically is relations.
It's just for family. Oh, yes. Okay, my bad.
Nepotism is when the owner hires all of their kids and their cousins and their uncles all to do all the important stuff, and the high end.
Vince is nepotism.
Vince was nepotism. Oh, I'm going to promote my daughter to chief brand officer.
And she may very well be qualified, but nobody else knows because she's your daughter.
Yeah, nobody else knows because literally nobody else has done that job in WWE.
Yeah,
correct.
So, but no, in the end, I don't think it's even that. We have countless examples of lifetime baseball fans who eventually own a team and run it just fine, right? And are able to squash problems and all of that stuff. We've got countless examples of people who are lifetime football fans or soccer fans or hockey fans who own teams and are able to make things work. We've got countless
examples where that doesn't happen. We have the Florida Marlins with Derek Jeter. Mm-hmm. We have the New York Knicks under the greatest basketball coach of all time in Phil Jackson as president. We have a fantastic NFL and college football coach who becomes the GM and drives a bad team into the ground. Sorry, Smarks.
I'm not exactly sure which ones you're referring to.
I
there,
don't think
but
he was that sorry. I felt like that was a
Yeah.
pure
The
attack.
GM, the former GM coach of Houston.
well,
was
the
at Penn
former
State.
GM never was coach, but that's beside the point.
The guy that was at
it-
Penn State, coached at Penn State.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because again, my point is, we're talking about ownership rather than GM. But my point is, it can happen. He's saying that just that TK being a fanboy is gonna make it so he can't effectively run the show. And my point is, he can, right? He has to do it though. I'm not giving him an excuse. I'm saying he's got to be the man who fucking steps up and does something. I ran a business and I had to fire people, and I didn't want to be the guy who fired people. Right? I didn't want to be that guy.
Well, no one wants to be that guy.
But when you sign up to be a boss in a company, and it doesn't matter whether it's $1 million company or $1,000 company, when you sign up to be the boss, you are signing up to do both the good and the bad. And this is a situation where he's got to be the bad guy at some point to somebody.
Chico.
Whether that's walking into CM Punk and saying, "Listen, man, you can't say that shit. You can't do that." Or walking up to the EVPs and saying, "Listen, you've got to be the bigger people here. You're the EVPs. You're the executive vice presidents. Act like it, right? Don't go around throwing around your money and all of that stuff. Fucking be leaders. Be the people that people look up to in this company." But he's got to do it. And the problem is right now, not why they made it to this point is no one a month ago when CM Punk delivered his promo, ragging on fucking Hangman Page, no one went up to CM Punk and said, "Listen, dude, I know you're angry about him. He went into business for himself, but two wrongs don't make a right. So we need to let it go and roll on," right? There's a line
which
in a
we
song.
all thought was a work at the time.
Yeah, but there's a line in a song. It's kind of a country folk song that from a singer that my parents were big fans of, and it's about marriage. But I think it's a line that I've tried to live in my life on, and it basically is saying that pride is the biggest cause in ruining relationships, right? That people having pride in themselves go that stops them from actually talking about things and working things through, right? And this is where TK has to fucking suck up his pride and then go to CM Punk and say, "Listen, dude, you're supposed to be a locker room leader. You need to suck up your pride too, right? I brought you into this company to lead us to the future, right? And this is not helping." So, Fernando thinks I'm being overly harsh on TK.
I mean, I don't think you're being harsh on TK. I do understand what you say, but at the end of the day, these are also grown-ass men.
They are, but again, someone's got to be the boss. They're grown-ass men who are charged with testosterone, and someone's got to be the boss, right? They all work for TK.
Right.
They all work for TK. And I've seen fights happen between employees at every stage of my life. And do you know who has to who it all comes down to stop those fights from impacting the job? That's the boss, right? Mm-hmm. Right. And so at previous jobs, I had multiple, there's on most jobs, there's multiple levels of bosses, right? So you get your immediate boss, then you got your regional boss, then you got your whatever top of the line boss, right?
We've got HR.
TK's the top of the line. The buck stops with him, and if he doesn't nip it in the bud, then it, like I said before, it festers like a wound. And right now we're seeing what happens when you don't nip things in the bud. Now I am always the one on this podcast who praises TK. Fucking I love the guy. I think he brought back my love for professional wrestling in many ways. And as a booker, I think he's done great. He's done great storylines and all of that stuff, but there's more to running a company than just being good at one part of it, right?
Is this where Papa Khan needs to come in?
Yes. This is where we need Papa Khan, or we just need big boy, put on your big britches Khan to come in, right? And like I said, I've been the owner of a company. And I've been the nice guy who threw parties for my employees, who bought lunch on a regular basis, who paid his employees well above the going rate for a similar job in the area, through Christmas parties and birthday parties and all of the stuff. I was the nice guy boss. I tried my hardest to never turn down time off requests, and I still had to put on my big boy britches every once in a while and let someone go. Right? I had to put on my big boy britches sometimes and stop fights from happening between my employees and mediate problems.
Right.
And that's what Tony Khan needs to do. And part of that is not sitting next to someone at a press conference while he badmouths half of your EVPs, almost all of, well, yeah, I guess all of your EVPs now, you know, badmouths your EVPs, accuses them of sandbagging you, right? And you just, you know, all he had to do at that point is again say, listen, this is a press conference about the show we just put on, right?
Right.
Let's answer questions about the show we just put on. All this behind the scenes stuff here, we're gonna work this out as adults behind closed doors, and that's all I'm gonna say about it. And then roll on and go to the little kid who asks questions about, you know, the storylines. Go to that kid again. You know, get back to the media scrum being about the show instead of that. But instead, he fed into it a little bit, and he then sat there and watched. So when Sean and Brett had their thing, nobody blamed Vince. Yeah, I sure as hell blamed Vince. Right? But again, that also didn't erupt into a full-on fucking fight with a chair thrown at somebody's face. Right? It didn't happen in the public eye. It was all backstage, and they tried their hardest to work it out. When Arn stabbed Sid, nobody blamed Eric. I think there were people who blamed Eric, but at the same point, again, you know, those are isolated incidents, not something that's been festering, obviously, for months, right? And the Jeff Jarrett and...
I mean, we don't know that. Maybe he's been thinking about it for a hot minute.
Jeff Jarrett, Kurt, and Karen fiasco in Impact, that nearly killed the company. In fact...
That should have never fucking happened. Jeff Jarrett's a piece of shit.
Yeah, it never should have happened. But on top of it...
I don't think I remember that. What happened there?
Kurt
Angle's wife is now Jeff Jarrett's wife.
Yeah, Kurt Angle and his wife brought his wife into the company for an angle, and then Jeff Jarrett swooped in and stole her out, and it caused all sorts of stuff. But I think if you look at not just revenues but ratings for Impact Wrestling, it's been a downward trend since that time, and Impact has never recovered from shit like that. Right? This is the sort of stuff that can have long-term effect on a company, right? And so, again, you know, Sean and Brett weren't out on press conferences openly accusing the other person of trying to sandbag their career, right? Sean didn't go on a press conference and talk about legal proceedings that have been settled for years that have nothing to do with the current storylines or anything like that, right?
I mean, he did cut a promo that was fucking horseshit. But he also got reprimanded for said promo, so.
He did. And again, this is where TK's got to put on his big boy britches and be the man and be the boss, right? This is the future of your company potentially here. And like I said, you can look at it and say, oh, he's looking at it, this is good, no bad such thing as bad publicity. That's fine. You can look at it that way. But we've seen this happen before, and companies can sometimes not recover from shit like this. This company was built on the company that people wanted to work for. It was the one where if you were unhappy in WWE, come to AEW because people love working here. But right now, nobody's saying, I love working at AEW right now. Even the people who do like working there are drowned out by this storyline going on that it's toxic there. And yes, if Hangman did indeed go into business for himself in that promo, I thought it was storyline at the time, so I thought it was fine. But if it indeed was going into business for himself, he deserves blame there. The people deserve blame, but in the end, in any company, in any business, in any society, shit rolls downhill, and the person at the top is the one who bears the brunt in the end.
Yeah.
Because it's Tony Khan's job to make this business successful. His job is to put things in place to make it successful long run. And if this isn't helping it be successful, then he's failing at his job. And again, I love Tony Khan. I am the AEW mark on every fucking episode. Even just fucking last night. D.A. Fabe was saying, oh, yep, of course, Smarks loved AEW more because that's his show. He'll never say anything bad about AEW.
I did say that.
Yeah, you did.
That's what I said. I said I did say that.
Yeah. And here I am. I'm saying some bad shit about AEW right now because it's fucking bullshit that Tony Khan allowed it to get to this point, right?
That's the issue. Know what's going on in your organization.
Sean almost ruined Hart's marriage at the time with the Sunny Days comment. Yes, and he got in trouble for it. He got reprimanded heavily for it.
I think he even got injured. Like they even did like an injury angle or something where he was injured, but he was actually suspended.
And in the end, he's felt bad about it. He's publicly said how much he's felt bad about it because it came from a time when he was heavily involved with drugs and he was in the process of losing his smile. But in the end, right, yes, you're going to have conflicts, but it's your job as the boss to try to minimize those and stop them. And this is something that has obviously been brewing. We've watched the reports in the dirt sheets for months about shit like this. We've seen the whole storyline that set this all off. Did you, CM Punk, try to get Colt Cabana let go from the company? CM Punk says, nope, I didn't do that. And the people who spread that rumor are the EVPs. I'm paraphrasing, of course. But that story's been months in the making, right? And the fact that Tony Khan sat back the entire time and just let this fester and didn't fucking say, listen, we got to work this out because this is hurting us, is the sign that he's not being the boss he needs to be.
And also, if you did try to get him fired, he didn't succeed at it. So just fucking let it go if somebody did that.
Yeah.
Which also means, Punk, let it go. Because now it looks like, well, I didn't get what I wanted, so now I'm going to throw a hissy fit.
Yeah. Yeah, the simple fact is, fucking, you got what you wanted, Punk, right? Colt Cabana's nowhere near your locker room. He's going to be on Ring of Honor, which is going to run in separate locker rooms. It's going to fucking have separate shows altogether. You never have to see him. He's going to go off and do his thing. You're going to do your thing. Everything's going to be fine. But you keep dragging it out and dragging it out. But again, Tony Khan sat there at the press conference, right? And this is the important thing I'm going to point out. Sean doing the Sunny Days comment. Vince McMahon wasn't standing right there. And Sean didn't go off for 20 minutes on Bret Hart, right? He made an offhanded comment and then rolled on. You know? And you better believe, if Vince McMahon had been standing right next to Shawn Michaels when he started to do
They
shit
finish
like
that
that.
promo, and then he gets in the backstage, and it is fire.
Fucking Vince McMahon would have probably knocked Shawn out on screen, right? We know Vince McMahon's temper.
I didn't approve that fucking promo at all.
Yeah. And so, and this is at the media scrum. All it would have taken was for Tony Khan to, again, put on his big boy britches for a second and say, listen, this isn't what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about this pay-per-view. You know, these are issues that the guys are going to have to work through on their own, you know, as adults. Let's let them work through it. Let's move on. What did you think about the main event?
And also, I will also cut Punk on another thing. Did you just do this because now you have the title, so you don't think that you're touchable right now in this moment?
Well, he's absolutely touchable because reports have it he suffered a shoulder injury and might miss time from the fight backstage.
Apparently, it was from the suicide dive he did from the actual match because he had an ice pack already at the press conference.
Like, again, what I've read is that let's just say it aggravated it. How about we put it that way?
Fair.
To the point that he might miss time. That prior to it, it was going to ice it up for a few days and you'll probably be fine. But now they're looking at a potential separated shoulder and missing time. And he just got crowned champion again. And got set up for a big thing with MJF. If I were fucking Tony Khan, I'd come out on Dynamite and say because of the events after All Out, I am suspending CM Punk. I am suspending the Elite. I am stripping the titles from both of them.
We're going to have a tournament.
We're going to have a tournament. I would even just say, listen, I'm going to have a one-night match tonight to crown the next champion. It's going to be MJF versus
Moxley.
I don't know. Moxley or fucking Johnny Hungy or, you know, Penta, someone. You know what I mean?
A gauntlet match and just fucking throw a dozen people in there and build your next potential champion. Maybe 2 or 3 of them.
I think you just jump to the top of the storyline. We know it's happening, right? Let's just fucking throw the belt at MJF.
Yeah, that ruins the fucking overcomer aspect, though.
No, you can have him still win it. I'm just saying this isn't about building up new people on all this stuff. This is about fucking everyone has been saying they think MJF needs to be the champion for months, right? So let's just have, you know, CM Punk's been suspended. He's been stripped of the title. We're going to have a match. MJF versus fucking Mox or whatever. MJF comes out victorious. Now he's the champion. Great. Now we've got the champion. And now he can be the prick champion. He can come out every week and be, I told you so. I told you I was the best guy in this company, and you never gave me a shot.
Hell, he can even be like, you screwed me out of my victory for this by putting me in a match with a lesser opponent. when he gets back, I want him. All of that stuff.
You can do whatever, yeah. But my point is, let's just strap him up. Let's make CM Punk miss a couple months. Fucking whatever.
If CM Punk's as much of the problem as it seems like, absolutely, I wholeheartedly agree with.
And I'm gonna say one more thing in reference to what Fernando is pointing out here or talking about here. Times are also different. This isn't the mid '90s anymore. This is 2022. We can't have this shit in our workplace. In reality, it wasn't cool back then. It's even less cool now.
Don't you have a fucked up opinion of cool?
Yeah. Says the Montreal thing did not have to happen. I agree the Montreal thing did not have to happen. However, there are a lot of people who think the Montreal thing was a work the entire time anyways. And that Brett was in on it the entire time. And if that's the case, then it did have to happen because it started... in many ways, it was the start of the Attitude Era. I know the official start of the Attitude Era wasn't until later, but that was the thing that kicked off the Attitude Era.
Mike Tyson kicked off the Attitude Era. Mike Tyson kicked
it off. Yep. But that was the thing. I don't know. My point is, this was the thing that laid the groundwork for the Attitude Era, the Montreal Screwjob, right? Yep. Because it was the start of heel Vince, the evil boss who fucking cheats to get the people he wants to be champion.
Who says things like Brett screwed Brett.
Yep. But no, it did not have to happen. Any of the time that things outside of the ring affect the product in the ring, that doesn't need to happen. Agreed, right? And here's the deal. I mean, if you're trying to use the Vince McMahon thing there have been lots of people who blamed Vince McMahon for that over the years, right? Brett being one of them, and every Bret Hart fan for my entire life.
JLB, is that true? Do you blame Brett? Do you blame Vince for that?
I definitely blame Vince for that.
Okay.
It
is every Bret Hart fan.
Every Bret Hart fan. Well, I mean, yeah, Vince just could have fucking told him, but Brett was, I hate what Vince did. I also understand what Vince did, though. I hate what Vince did, but I do understand what Vince did.
Yeah, I'm going to give you there is a piece of you that should agree that Brett's partially at fault for this. Brett was offered multiple times to drop the title, and he said, I don't want to lose the title in Montreal. I'll lose it to him on Monday.
Yep. And this is a situation where pride from all of the people, Brett, Sean, Vince, got in the way of them being adults and handling it the right way. And again, now I didn't mean for this to be a 50-minute rant on how Tony Khan needs to fucking ball up and be the man in this situation.
It kind of sounded planned.
But it sure did. Well, I can guarantee you it was not. Because I wanted
It's a work.
I wanted to have fucking fun and do another round of Guess the Wrestler for my fantasy booking. We just have
to limit ourselves all to short challenges. So,
well, mine wasn't going to be short because it was going to be Guess the Wrestler.
So that we have room for Guess the Wrestler.
Okay. Well, that's what we'll get into. We're going to move on to fantasy booking because fuck. Now my blood pressure's right. Maybe I shouldn't do energy drinks while doing this podcast. Fucking feel like I just ran a 5K.
You do not.
Who am I kidding? I've never run a 5K.
I don't think you know what a 5K feels like.
I feel like I just ran a couple half laps and then walked the rest of the lap and did that thing where I'm like, oh, my side. Oh, my side. I can walk for a bit.
Okay, enough man grunting.
Before we get into the fantasy booking, I would like to say I'm not angry at you, Fernando. None of my vitriol has been pointed at you. I understand that Sean and Brett had their thing, Arn and Sid had their thing. All of this stuff. This is all in the past and everything. But again, this is 2022, and Tony Khan's trying to run a company that specializes and advertises themselves as the company that people want to be at because we don't let shit like that happen. And then he just stands back and lets shit like that happen. And more specifically, sits smugly next to the guy instigating a lot of this shit.
Like that happening.
So.
And I don't know if he's instigating or not, but he's definitely a piece to this fucking shit.
Well, here's the deal: is if he's not instigating, he's still instigating because whatever's happening behind the scenes, even if it is the elite that was spreading the lies, or the rumors or whatever about him, he's still the one who's bringing it into the public eye, which is instigating, right?
On YouTube
WWE for everyone
TV.
to see.
Oh wait, not WWE.
And also doing this again, to use a phrase from Jericho, right when they're in the middle of some very tenuous negotiations for a new TV deal, right?
Yeah.
Do you think Tony Khan feels better or worse about their chances of a new TV deal after this?
Of exclusive streaming or anything like this.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's what Jericho is definitely obviously alluding to. So,
But let's get to fantasy booking. So, by the way, Ron Order's part of the Tatnisco Podcast Network.
Temporarily down.
Temporarily down, so don't bother going there. But, yeah. Fantasy booking, the rules are going to be simple. We're going to take turns challenging the others to book some unknown and often unlikely scenario in the world of professional wrestling. We don't discuss them in advance because we think that's more fun, but mostly because we don't think of them until we're sitting here in front of the screens. Who wants to go first?
JLB, do your quick and easy.
Okay, well, I mean, it was kind of going to be what you alluded to. I was just going to say, so book me tomorrow's Dynamite with CM Punk being there and the Elite being there. How do you play that out? They have to be on the show. Because it's like you're Tony Khan and you're like, well, I need my champions there. I don't want to just pull hey, you guys are stripped and suspended. Bah. They have to be at the show. You can strip them at the show, but who do you strip them off of? But they have to be part of the show. So book me tomorrow's Dynamite, essentially. Don't have to make it too long. You can just focus on the CM Punk and the Elite scenario, or you can focus on whatever part you liked about All Out.
Well, that's two sets of titles you got to replace. I mean,
or not. I mean, you don't have to. I think it would be wise if they did, but that's another thing altogether.
So what do you just quickly do? You don't have to go like crazy and book me a whole 2-hour show.
I think Smarks already kind of did it.
Well, I mean, I did.
Is that what you would do? Would you suspend him?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would do, but I wouldn't even have him there. And so, by his rules, I have to change my thing because he says I have to have him there. I wouldn't have him there. I firmly believe if you're suspending people, you fucking start right away and you just announce they've been suspended. We've stripped them of their titles. You're not going to see them until they can be big boys and get along. Right, until they can be in the get along shirt together. And I don't think it helps the company to have them there. So, but that being said, that's not the rules of this booking. Rules of this booking is I have to have them there. And so, can I make a 4-person big get along shirt?
5. You got to include Hangman in this.
But he wasn't part of the fight. I think he still gets suspended, but he at least wasn't part of the fight. I think Hangman was just like, fucking, I'm out of here. I'm going to go drink or whatever.
I think Hangman was doing a work. I think CM Punk got worked into a shoot.
Actually, to be perfectly honest, I think the reports have it that Hangman had already left.
No, I mean when he made the comments or remarks or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think CM Punk got worked into a shoot.
I definitely think CM Punk got worked just in general, but but so I'd start off if I have to have them there. Fucking, they're sitting at the top of the ramp the entire show, at a table together. Like I said, if I could do a 4-person side get along shirt, I would. CM Punk in the middle, a Young Buck on either side, and Kenny Omega on one end. And I would have it this giant shirt, and it would just say "Get Along" shirt, and they would just have to sit there the entire show and prove they can get along through the show, and watch as all of the stuff that they worked for goes to someone else.
That's fucking awesome.
The trios fucking championship. Suddenly somebody else's trios championship.
Yep. And importantly, not Hangman Page's, right?
Yeah.
I think they're telling a story with Hangman Page in the Dark Order. I think Hangman's gonna go off on his own anyways. So I think Best Friends is a good idea to win.
Hell, even the Acclaimed, if you want. Acclaimed and Daddy Ass.
Possibly. That would be a good way to go, yeah. I would say House of Black, but I suspicion we're not going to see them as a trio for a while.
Yeah, you could easily do Death Triangle as well.
Yeah. But that's what I'd do.
So who wins the title for CM Punk's title, though?
MJF.
Just MJF wins like that, or who does he face anyone?
MJF. It doesn't matter who he faces. I mean,
Just
you
fucking
have
hand it to him.
He's winning.
I would, I'd be like, this is what happens. You just hand it to him.
Straight up, skip all the Stone Cold bullshit and just go straight to fucking WrestleMania X7. Just fucking, here's your title.
Yep. FTR and Wardlow would be a good thing for the trios. That would be a very good call for it. The only reason I wouldn't do FTR and Wardlow is kind of the same reason I'd stay away from Death Triangle. Is there already championships involved in both of those? Death Triangle has the Atlantic Championship. FTR and Wardlow have their championships.
Oh my god! But FTR would be not only the tag team for every division, but also the trios champion on AEW. That'd be awesome.
Yep. Except not the AEW tag champions, because that's Swerve in Our Glory.
Right. Valid.
But I'm not against it. I just at this juncture, it would make more sense to have the belts on someone who doesn't already have a belt elsewhere. Which also means I couldn't do Hook, Danhausen, and... Well, no, I could now because he's not FT... No, he's still FTW champion. I couldn't have Hook, Danhausen, and... I don't know, whoever fucking else they want to put in there. Because Hook's got the FTW championship. I couldn't have... TNT, Wardlow, I couldn't have... All Atlantic, I couldn't have... couldn't put the thing. I think for the world champion, I like the idea of Tony Khan just handing it to MJF, saying, "Listen, I brought you back. Obviously, this is what you want. You think you can be the man for the company? Prove it.
Now you have to.
Now you have to be, right?" And then you can have him
try to be a babyface, but he's just incapable of it. He's just such a dick. That
well,
he's so incapable.
or you could have him do kind of what you were saying, where now he's angry because he didn't get a chance to prove it. right? You just give this to me. You just give it to me. I wanted to earn it.
Right.
You're just giving it to me.
You didn't want to earn it. You had other people come in and clean house for you. You didn't even climb the damn ladder. Here's your fucking title. Have TK drop the F-bomb. So we're gonna have ourselves a tag team match play. No,
Actually, that's who I would put the trios on. Ethan Page, M.W. Morrissey, and Lee Moriarty. They become the trios champion. So now you've got MJF as the world champion, and the rest of that group is the trios champions.
They just hold all the gold.
I straight out open it up with TK coming out and being like, so there's this, and playing a video where he took the titles from all four of them and said, you guys are going to have a, for lack of a better terminology, because it belonged to somebody else, a briefcase on a pole match. And all these titles are going to be in those briefcases. In briefcase. All these titles are going to be in briefcases. And that has to be very specifically said that way. And then have them all have a match where they get briefcases off of poles, and then they got to go sit down. Very similar to what Smarks had. And they open their briefcase, and there's not a title in there. Instead, it says, grow up. You're suspended until you can act like big boys.
Oh, snap.
Every single one of them says that. And then I announce a tournament. I think a tournament works better. I think really good would be having MJF in that tournament. I like the idea of a gauntlet even better, where MJF's chip gives him the ability to be the last person in the gauntlet and to choose the order of the gauntlet.
Ooh.
So 12 guys, just fucking overload the fucking main card. They've got enough to do it now.
Yeah, they definitely do. That's for sure.
And then, have Danhausen be number 11. Just fucking Danhausen. Call
well, if he's choosing it, that's exactly what he would do.
Call Marco Stunt back for this thing. He's number 11 and Danhausen's 10.
Yeah, that would make it fun.
At least then it can be fun. And then it's a swerve on those guys. Like, okay, we'll grow up. Jeez. Back of the line, you just lost the titles.
Yeah, straight up.
And I do the same thing for you can't really do it. Jesus, there were just fucking tournaments for these fucking titles.
I know, right?
Both of them have tournaments. Fuck me, man.
Oh, man.
I mean, granted, the world title one was 2 matches, but fuck. It was just fucking tournaments for these titles.
That's it. That's why I don't know if you go the tournament route, because it's kind of like, well, then give it to the second last person who was part of the tournament kind of thing. Like, I don't know if I want to see another fucking tournament thing. We've just been through this.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Suspended without pay, though. I mean,
yeah.
Congratulations, Kenny. You're gonna get time to heal. I'm already healed.
Well, you're gonna get more time.
Congratulations, Young Bucks. Congratulations, CM Punk. You're gonna get time to heal.
You're the best in the world at sitting on your couch for the next 3 weeks. Or until you apologize.
But I love the idea of having him wrestle a match to be suspended.
I'm just
They don't
trying.
even fucking know.
Yeah. I'm trying to look up to see if Ring of
Maybe you
Honor
forgot I'm the boss.
I'm trying to look up to see if Ring of Honor had any like gimmick matches that Tony Khan would now own the rights to that he could use for that. Because I was thinking like a feast or fired
Yeah,
situation.
that's exactly what I thought of was
from,
feast or
from
fired.
from Impact, but all of them have you're suspended in them.
Yeah, yeah. Just briefcase on a pole. There are 4 briefcases. You get your own. If you guys don't want to fight, you can just turn around and grab your briefcases. That's fine.
Mhm.
We'll sit down. We'll slowly open each one, or we'll sit down all in a row, and you guys can open them towards the fans. Grow up. Grow up. You're suspended. Each one has them in order. You have to sit in that order. The members are. Grow up. You're suspended.
Yeah, I really do like that idea.
Yeah. Just embarrass the shit out of them for embarrassing the shit out of the company.
That's why I like the idea of them sitting there in their get along shirt and watching it all happen.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I think CM Punk has such a fucking ego. He's just gonna take his ball and fucking go home again.
I really like the idea of making them all say nice things to each other as well. In Smark's version. All right, now you have to say 3 nice things about each one of these guys.
And that's also why I like the idea of the belts just being handed to people. No tournament, just like, you know.
You guys worked really hard for this, but guess what? He's just gonna
Guess what?
get it. Because guess what? He knows how to respect people. And respect goes a long way in this business.
He might be a douchebag, and he might have held out for a title.
And then during suspension, you film a buddy comedy
BTE.
with all 4 of them having to travel across the country in a small van.
Oh, straight up, yeah.
You
Fuck
know,
yeah. Because they're the guys who assemble the ring.
yeah.
Just fucking make them the fucking roadies, basically.
But you've got to travel together. You stay in a hotel room that's just got
Fucking Big
two,
Brother.
2 queen beds. So you've got to
sh-
figure out how to fucking do it. You know
JLB
what I
with
mean?
shit, man.
Yeah, JLB. We could just do Big Brother,
Big Brother pro wrestling version.
pro wrestling.
Damn right, I would be super down.
Fernando
sign me
says,
up.
"What about TK taking a TV role like Vince did or Eric and take all the heat?"
I don't think that's a good idea. I think this is a one-off.
Yeah,
I think he has to make a public statement, but I think it's a one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I think
Diagon's
it's-
fucking socially awkward.
Well, I think it's important for
weird.
for TK to the only times he's ever appeared on AEW TV has been
Business related.
business related. Fucking and more specifically, like basically non-kayfabe even. Like he came out on the Brody King or Brody Lee
Yeah.
show, but that wasn't him as boss. That was him as TK, and I think this should simply be him coming out and saying, "Listen, this shit happened, you know. As boss, I've got to do something."
Now,
And so here's
I don't have a problem with him hiring somebody straight up.
Yeah,
you know,
I do think
Vince
an
with NWO to
authority
burn it down,
figure is fine. Yeah,
him to hire, like Vince when he wanted to burn everything down with NWO, or more importantly, there's a guy who had 83 weeks of fucking being dominant and has played the douchebag boss role.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad move. I also think Taz would be really good in that role.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Taz would
I
be
can
okay.
see
Kayfabe.
That's what-
Kayfabe role.
Or fucking just you know, I'm gonna say it, and if they do it, everyone would say, "Oh, they're just clowning on WWE again." But you've got William Regal right fucking there.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
You know, just say this is William Regal's job now. His job is now general manager.
I will see you at Blood and Guts.
Yeah, Fernandez says, make them join best friends and have them do the hugging and everything.
Yes. That'd be dope.
And then in reference to Taz, he was talking about Taz as a heel booker and his promo. Taz cuts great promos, and as a boss, he could totally pull that off with that New York accent.
Mm-hmm.
New York accent.
Yep. But I'm all for William Regal being like, listen, I came in here and
We're
I
gonna
made these
solve
people
this
get
in
together.
blood and guts. Do you think CM Punk can find 4 fucking friends? That's a question right now you really have to ask yourself.
Well, they have FTR. Apparently, FTR is on the side of CM Punk.
So you have FTR and Colt Cabana and CM Punk on one team.
Why are you putting Colt Cabana on that team?
Because they're gonna have to learn to get along, man. This is get along shirt. And then the Elite and Hangman Page on the other team.
Have Daniel Bryan make their food prep for a month.
And,
Just have the most ridiculous fucking promotions.
we
Fucking
steal
punishment.
we steal from Daniel Tosh, and we make them all play a game show where they can't win any money, they can only lose money, and they have to play with their own money, and it's just called "Haha, now you're poor."
Jesus.
Like there needs to be a real and very public punishment here.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, in terms of timing, I do have to point out I have a new addition to my collection. I haven't opened him yet.
Trying to.
It's Hangman Page.
Oh, Hangman. Okay.
I just got him today. He comes with a shot glass and I think it's a beer pitcher and the AEW championship.
Well, beer's good. Beer's good.
Beer.
Stuff.
Apparently, this is the Walmart exclusive version. Maybe I shouldn't open it.
Yeah, because
What's
there's
the
not
difference?
fucking Walmarts everywhere.
It was the only one I saw at this Walmart. So
Is it really that exclusive if it's at a Walmart?
All right. So my speed booking was going to be that exact fucking booking. Well, not the same, but still. So you have to book the fallout that happens amongst us 3 with something of that sort. Where we get forced to get a long shirt. So we're the wrestlers. 4. We're going to include one other person in this. Our moderator, who doesn't come on screen. Ambrosia, you're getting thrown into our...
I wish
the event that
I wish I'd gotten the non-Walmart exclusive version. It comes with 3 beer cans and a different shirt. I like it better.
You're going to have to go to Target.
They never have.
So wait, what are we booking?
You are booking us in that same scenario.
Okay.
So who's the public shit talker? Probably me. Who's the person? You got to book the fallout and the reason that we all get thrown into a get along shirt. The 4 of us. Go. Don't hold back. Get bloody. I pick my nose on the screen and somebody fucking says that's gross. Don't do that. And I say, that's a work. Whatever.
It's gonna start off by me throwing hands, but first I'm gonna say you say that butt. Just fucking start throwing.
Oh my god,
hands.
it's gonna be all 3 of us against you. We're gonna
Ambrosia's gonna be the innocent Hangman Page bystander.
That's
who
it.
Just cut a promo. And Sparks is gonna be like, "Well, you say that, but Tatnisco podcast is down for now."
And then he just does his own fucking stream by himself and just talks shit.
Yep. And then I
He's
start
like,
throwing
you
hands.
know, that fucking JLB, he doesn't even properly speak English, and this guy's gonna fucking go to Mexico. And that fucking Fabe.
Fabe's just. I understand that he's my best friend, but
Ambrosia, you're throwing hands.
Bullshit.
Fucking throw hands.
He wouldn't take the the finger poke of doom in our bra and panties match. Also a good way to handle that 4-way bra and panties match.
Oh Jesus. Oh man.
Smarks
Or I don't know, or they all come out and they have to genuinely apologize, shake hands, and I do like to say 3 good things about each other. I think that's a fucking awesome thing to do. That's something
I
that
love the idea.
legit anger
I
management
like your
things do.
shirt. I need a real one. Anyway.
Hey, I heard
So
you
Mark says you say
wrote
that, but
one.
and then it becomes a 3-on-1, us 3 versus Smarks.
Yeah.
And then I start throwing hands.
Why do you have to be in a fist fight? It sounds like a horrible decision, bud. He's got you by 9 years, and I've got you the reach on you by at least 6 inches.
I'm scrappy.
He's scrappy.
Okay, puppy power. Like, hold on.
I got a high tolerance of pain.
Ow.
It's funny how you're supposed to be CM Punk in this scenario, but you're going to be the one going to sleep. With your fucking...
Wow, now we got some shit talking happening here.
Yeah, so that's how I book it.
Why couldn't they have had that one?
You say that, but no. You know what, Smarks? No, I do not say that. There is no buts and ifs, and this is what it is. That is it. You know what?
And all he would do is hold up, let me Google that for you to use.
Oh my god. I just fucking flip my laptop over. The camera obviously just sees the fucking thing go like all crazy, hits the ceiling. You're looking at the ceiling.
2 days from now, you're posting a video you've flown to Omaha and just fucking nail it.
I'm fucking TikToking my fucking video. And then I'm like, fuck, how does he know I'm here? Right, I TikToked it. Fuck.
Here I am waiting outside Smarks' house. Fuck, there's cops.
I wonder how they knew. Fucking.
So that was it was a horrible one, but it's fun. And that's all you can do is just at some point you have to grow up enough to just laugh at yourself and say things like, you know, you say that but would be what would trigger it, or
Throwing down.
Turned out, that's it. Be like, Braun, get these hands.
elbow drops for everyone.
Ooh, yeah.
What was it I asked Colt Cabana to do to you? Was it a 5-star frog splash?
Yeah, I think it was a frog splash.
Or no, I asked Hornswoggle to do it. And he says no. And then Colt Cabana looks at us and says, $35. What? I'll frog splash him for $35.
And we should have done it.
Absolutely should have done it.
We 100% should have done it. First of all, because I guess according to CM Punk, he needs the money. So
you're a dick. Put this in your mom's bank account. Oh, that's yours. Never mind.
He was gonna frog splash who for $35?
Smart.
Me.
I asked
Oh my
Swoggle,
god!
when we did a meet and greet, I asked Swoggle if he would, how much it would cost to frog splash my friend. He says, "I won't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it." And then we went to get Colt Cabana was signing right next to him, and so we get everything signed. And he says, "Oh, and by the way, $35." I was like, $35 for what? Like, we already paid you for the autographs and everything, man. Like, no, the frog splash your friend.
Yeah, that would have been awesome. You should have done it. And then right now, all of you would be on Colt Cabana's side, which
I don't know.
Kind of.
I kind of am on this.
I
whole
probably
CM
already am, to be perfectly
Yeah.
honest. Here's the deal. Like, I haven't met CM Punk, so I can't specifically speak on that. But
Colt Cabana was a really nice guy.
We spent the better part of half an hour standing around Colt Cabana and just kind of shooting the shit with him and the other wrestlers. And he seemed like a nice enough guy,
Yeah.
you know? And he didn't have to be nice to us afterward. You know what I mean? Like, we paid him the money, we got his autographs, and then he continued to be nice.
I would say he's probably one of the top 4 most popular that were at that show. And it was $5 for an autograph. It wasn't, what was it, 25 for the guns?
Yeah.
Each, 25 each.
25 each?
Something like that.
For Austin and Billy, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no Colton, because fuck him. I got
he
beef
wasn't
with
there.
Colton.
Not Colt Cabana though.
Yeah, not Colton
Not that
Cabana. Colton. Colton Gunn. Fuck him.
Wasn't showing up. Yeah, we'll see who Frog Splash is who next time we see Colton Cabana or Colton.
Yeah.
Done.
But
Ass Boy number 2.
I don't even think he
That
gets
sounds
number
like I
2.
call them a shit ass. All right, let's do our game. That was fun. That was probably one of the more
Okay.
enjoyable, stupid fucking ones I've come up with.
No, that was a good one. That was a good one. That definitely lightened the mood.
And you can't do it again. You just can't. I can't lean on that like I do product placement. Where Smarks does this game. That is a abs. I will say that.
What?
You can't lean. What?
What?
You can't lean on it like I do product placement. You do this game.
I can lean on this, though.
Lean
What?
on me
What?
when you're not strong.
What?
What I said was, oh fuck.
What?
Oh fuck.
Yes.
Who'd have
Okay,
thought?
well, who wants to go first on guessing?
I'm on screen. I'll go first.
Okay. 2 minutes on the clock. Again, guess the wrestler. They can answer simple yes or no or one word answer questions. And then at the end of the 2 minutes, they have to make a guess. And then if they don't get it, the other person gets a shot. And if neither of them gets it, it goes to sudden death. And Fernando gets to make his guesses in the chat. So everyone needs to close their chat.
Oh yeah.
Close your chat.
Fernando and any other viewers.
And any other viewers. But Fernando's always in on this, so he's... And so 2 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
Male or female?
Male.
90s?
No.
2000s?
Yes.
2000 teens?
Yes.
AEW?
No.
WWE?
Yes.
WCW? Wouldn't be WCW. TNA?
No.
ROH?
Yes.
World Champion?
Yes.
Seth Rollins.
Ding.
Damn.
Only took you 26 seconds.
Look at that. Well played.
Boom.
The ROH and World Champion was
Yeah,
the
yeah, that's
kickers.
yeah, for sure.
I didn't expect to do ROH, and I was just like, I'll ask just in case.
Mhm.
You know, that helps me get Claudio or Kevin Owens or rules quite a few people in, especially if they're not AEW.
Okay.
Let's go.
JLB, your 2 minutes start now.
Male or female?
Male.
Tattoos?
Yes.
The Rock?
No.
In WWE?
Yes.
Was in WCW?
Yes.
Was in AEW?
No.
Attitude Era in WWE? WWF?
No.
No. Okay. Long hair?
No.
No. Okay. Catchphrase? How to catch a
Yes.
catchphrase?
He has tried.
He has tried. Okay. Was he in a faction?
Yeah.
Was he ever a world champion?
Yes.
He was a world champion in WCW
No.
and WWE.
Yes.
He's a world champion in WWE.
You said no to long hair?
He said no to long hair. Was he an Impact?
No.
No. Okay. And tattoos, you said no, right?
No, I said yes.
You said yes on tattoos? Okay. WCW world champion Chris Jericho. No, Chris Jericho was in AEW. Was in AEW. White or black?
No.
Neither. Rey Mysterio?
Dang. Buzzer beater. 7 seconds on the clock. I wasn't sure how to answer. Is it white or black?
White or black? I know it's not your face. You're like, neither.
No.
I'm like, now I feel racist. Oh, what up? 1-1.
Fernando's not guessing. I don't see anything popping up in the comments up there. No numbers.
This one is either fair or unfair. I don't know. I mean, in fairness, they're all either fair or unfair.
To be fair.
To be fair. So, DA Fabe, 2 minutes on the clock starts now.
Male or female?
Female.
WWE?
No.
AEW?
Yes.
Been a champion?
Yes.
Britt Baker?
No.
Jade Cargill?
No.
Thunder Rosa?
No.
Nyla Rose?
No.
Riho?
No.
Been the world champion?
Yes.
Who the fuck am I missing? So I said Britt. I said Tony Storm.
No.
Who did Britt Baker beat? Oh my God, who did Britt Baker beat? Oh, this person beat fucking Nyla Rose.
Just ask more questions, bro. At least to try to get something.
Asian?
Yes.
Okay. Now I know who it is. It's oh my God. Does her name have an S in it? Oh my God. All that's coming to my head is Shotzi Blackheart. That's not right. Fuck me.
Oh, come on. I think I know
can't fucking remember the name. And then I get Io Shirai right after that. And that's not correct.
It's close to that, though.
It says,
15 seconds.
oh, fuck me. Damn it. I got the person even. She was just in the fucking match on Sunday. Why can't I fucking remember?
Why aren't you Googling it then?
It's against the rules, douchebag.
Time is up. Final answer.
Oh, man. Google it. Can I say it? Can I say it?
Your time starts now.
Akira Shida.
Yes, I didn't even press start because I knew you had it. Fernando got it pretty quickly too.
Well, I got rid of all of them for it.
You did. You
why
were
can't I
going
get
down the
Ricardo
line,
Shida
and
in my
every
head?
time you said something, I'm like, the simple fact is, once you got to AEW and World Champion, or champion in AEW, your list of women was
So short.
really short, and you had over a minute of guessing.
And I couldn't remember who Kawashita. Did you Google it? Fuckhead?
No, I fucking knew it because I remembered the match. But then I didn't, and then I was thinking, I'm like, maybe I'm forgetting someone because I'm like, he didn't say Akira Shida, and I'm pretty sure it was Akira Shida. And then he's like, oh, she was in the match and all that. I'm like, okay, it's definitely her.
I knew who it was.
Oh, JLB goes up 2-1.
Oh, yeah,
1/2.
2-1.
It's a steal.
It's so
It was still a regular steal, not a
regular steal, not a
sudden death steal. It's
Oh.
2-1. And he is on the clock for the next one.
No, son of a bitch.
2
I
minutes
hope it's
starts
one
out.
you forget the fucking name of.
WWE or WCW? Was he in WWE and WCW? Is it a male or female?
It is a male.
Okay. Were they in the WWE? Were they in WWE in the 90s?
No.
WCW in the 90s?
No.
In WWE in the 2000s?
In the teens 2000s, yes.
2000s. Okay. Okay. Were they ever in AEW?
No.
No. Were they ever in Impact?
No.
Were they ever ROH?
No.
Okay. Were they also in the 2010s in the
Yes.
2000s? Yes. Were they ever world champion?
Yes.
Did they have a catchy catchphrase?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess yeah.
Were they ever world champion?
Yes.
Yes. You said for the catchphrase, world champion. Are they Canadian?
No.
No, they are American.
Yes.
American. John Cena.
No.
No. Okay. Did they wear shorts to the ring?
Yes.
Shorts to the ring. And you said he was white?
I did not because you didn't answer.
Oh, is he white?
Yes.
He's white, wore shorts to the ring. And shorts. We're talking about like shorts, like to at least the knee.
Oh, no.
No? Okay. He has tats.
Yes.
He's taller than 6 feet.
Yes. Final guess?
We are going to go with. Wait, you said no with AEW though, right?
Correct.
So
guess.
I am going to go with. I didn't ask too many questions. Shorts. AJ Styles? No.
No. DA Fave, your chance. Your 2 minutes starts now.
Long or short hair?
Short.
Short. Not with AEW. World champion in the 20s and the teens, or in the currently wrestling.
Yes. Ish.
Short hair. Ish. Okay. Tattoos. Did he wrestle in the 90s?
No.
Okay. Over 6 foot. Facial hair.
Sometimes.
The Miz?
No.
Okay. Primary feud.
Oh Jesus, that's not a
I-
yes or no question at
I
all.
can't answer that short enough.
Okay. Had to try.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm just trying to go through all the world champions in my head. Sometimes wrestling now, you said.
Something along those lines, yes.
Okay. Does he wear pink?
No.
Hat, shorts. Has he feuded with John Cena?
I'm sure at some point.
Is it The Rock? Okay. You said short hair. Been a part of a faction.
Yes.
Okay.
Final guess?
Give me a second. I'm just putting them all together. Short hair. I'm going to say Glenn Jacobs, but I know it's not right.
Nope.
Okay.
Sudden death. Half point. JLB, do you have a guess?
Just a guess, right? No asking questions.
Yes. No questions.
Okay, I am going to go with. I am going to go with. So he was only in WWE, you're saying, right?
No, you don't get to ask another question. He's giving you the answers.
I feel like he's already done this one before. I just don't remember. Okay, so let's do.
You guys are gonna be
Enzo?
No. Fabe, your chance for a half point.
Oh, you're not giving clues?
After this one, I'll do some clues.
Okay. Sometimes wrestling. That's the hard part. Bobby Lashley.
No.
What? He doesn't sometimes wrestle.
Your first clue. I'm going full screen for this.
Randy Orton. 2 to 1.5. Okay. Jeez, how did I miss Randy Orton?
I'm sitting here going, geez, I knew you guys would be angry when it came out, because catchphrase, the most, what is it?
Stupid,
weird, stupid, or the most deadly 3 letters in
RKO out of nowhere.
From out of nowhere.
And then you
was in a faction.
Yeah, multiple factions, to be perfectly honest. And multi-time heavyweight champion.
But those aren't shorts, man.
Those are trunks.
Those are trunks.
They weren't down to his legs.
Yeah, trunks are a form of shorts. When you clarified that you said you wanted down to the knees, I said no.
Yeah, so he got rid of Brock for you, since that's where your brain was at. That's where everybody's brain was at that moment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, and Cena.
But you'd already guessed Cena by that point, so.
Oh,
Yes.
fair.
Okay.
Don't you dare give me another name that I can't fucking remember their name. Fuck me, man. I was like, I know this person. I think that's the first time that's happened to any of us, where we actually do it.
That is.
And
it was hilarious.
Yeah, that was great.
I need to rewatch the stream so I can just clip that section. Because that was funny. Okay. 2 minutes on the clock. Starts now.
Male or female?
Male.
2000s?
Yes.
20 teens?
Yes.
2020s?
Yes.
Currently wrestling, I guess?
Yes.
WWE?
Yes.
Impact?
No.
AEW?
Yes.
Christian?
No.
Long or short hair?
Both. At times.
Multiple professions.
The fuck does that mean?
Is he also a rock star? Is it Chris Jericho? Is what I'm asking.
No, it's not Chris.
Been a world champion.
Yes.
Both promotions.
Yes.
Moxley.
No.
Oh,
Sorry. No.
been a world champion WWE.
Yes.
Been a world champion in AEW's a no. Then
No.
okay. Okay.
I'll give you a slight hint. You said both promotions, and that's what threw me off.
Oh, whether or not he was on SmackDown or Raw is what threw you off. No. Was he on NXT?
Yes.
Claudio Castagnoli.
No.
Long or short hair? Oh, you said sometimes both. Samoa Joe.
No.
No, that he wouldn't have been a champion in WWE. But was the world champion in WWE
Yes.
and is currently with AEW.
Yes.
Is he going to be on the ROH brand?
Unknown.
Unknown. But he hasn't been
Three.
Bryan Danielson.
At the buzzer.
Well, I still had a final guess, but
At the buzzer. Buzzer.
Yeah.
2.5 to 2. There you go.
My hint was when you said both brands. At that moment, I was looking at the fact that he was Ring of Honor World Champion, but you had not asked Ring of Honor yet.
Correct, I had not.
So I said yes to it, and then I was like, wait, no. He didn't say Ring of Honor. He said
I was talking
AEW. No.
Yep. And I did not ask about Ring of Honor. I should have, but I didn't.
Okay. JLB. Let me choose.
Fucking Sheeta. God dang. I could have given you clues for days on the fact that it's Sheeta. I just couldn't fucking get her name. She wore red on Sunday. She was the world champion during COVID. She's Asian.
Okay.
You'll never forget her name now.
She beat Nyla Rose for the championship. Why in the fuck can I get her name?
JLB, your 2 minutes starts now.
All right, male or female?
Male.
Male in a faction.
Yes.
Okay, in WCW,
Yes.
WWE,
Yes.
AEW.
No.
No, was he in Impact?
Yes.
Impact. Jeff Jarrett.
No.
Ric Flair.
No.
Is he American?
Yes.
He's American. And he's been in AEW as well, correct?
No.
No AEW. Okay, sorry, but WCW. Okay, Crispin. He's American. Has he been in a faction? You already said yes to this. Okay. Tattoos.
No.
Tattoos. Okay. Long hair, short hair,
Yes. Long.
long hair. Has he been in ECW?
No.
Okay. Did he have a catchy catchphrase?
Yes.
Oh my god. He has black hair?
No.
Brown hair?
Yeah.
Fuck my life. Brown hair. Oh Jesus! Don't do the countdown. Oh my god. My last guess is.
Final guess.
Oh, I didn't even ask for like. Oh my god. Last guess is. Abyss.
No.
Ooh, interesting call because,
Yeah.
well, no, he didn't do any WCW. So never mind.
Oh, that's valid. Yeah.
D.A. Fabe, your 2 minutes starts now.
Was he a world champion
Yes.
in WCW?
Yes.
In WWE?
No.
Okay. Long hair in WCW world champion. Member of the NWO.
Yes.
Is it Kevin Nash?
No.
No, he would have been a champion in WWE. World champion Hogan?
No.
Let's say Hogan has a tattoo. Jam that jam. World champion in WCW, long hair, not with AEW. Diamond Dallas Page,
No.
brown hair, facial hair.
Yes.
Jeepers. You said catchy catchphrase. Was part of the NWO
Yes.
and was a world champion in WCW.
Yes.
Is it well, Sting's in AEW now, so that doesn't work.
Sting also has black hair.
He also had blonde hair at one point.
He did. True. That's true.
And short hair at one point. Giant? No, he's in AEW. Shit. Who am I missing that was a WCW champion? He already guessed Ric Flair, so that's out. And that's not brown hair. I'm just trying to go through all the WCW champions I can think of. Was he a transitional champion?
No.
It wasn't Jeff Jarrett.
It was not. Final guess.
Long hair. Champion WCW. Booker T, but that's not long hair.
And also no. Final guess from JLB.
Fucking, he was world champion. Oh, you didn't say which NWO either.
No, he didn't. You're right.
Who am I miss? There's too many NWO members, man.
You can skip and wait for him to give clues, and then I can take a full point lead.
No, I'm gonna say fucking.
My brain was on Scott Norton for some reason. I don't know why. Doesn't fucking fit for anybody, any of those, but
World champion. Long term. Don't you dare Google.
I'm not Googling.
Okay, I was hearing you
Jesus.
mouth clicking.
If I didn't Google Hikaru Shida, I didn't Google this. Fuck. This one I know I can beat you at. I was watching it this time. I just gotta figure out who it is.
Fuck my life. Okay, I'll go with fuck, but world champion. I just know that's gonna be a loss if I go with that. Fuck, man. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. Let's go for him. Scott Hall.
No.
He was never a world champion.
I know. I couldn't think of anyone else.
I'm going to go on the record right now and say Fernando is not correct with his guesses. So
If you're cheating, don't go look
if
at
you're
those.
cheating, it's not any of the guesses.
There's 3 of them. I don't know what they are, but there's 3 of them. I can see that.
DA Fabe, you want one more guess?
I want to
give clues. You want a clue?
I'll take the half point.
Okay. First clue. There's a series of questions that you've asked on all of the previous ones that you did not ask on this one that would have helped you a lot. So think to what's a series of questions that you've asked on all the previous ones that neither of you asked on this one.
Okay.
So, give your guess, fucker.
I'm not.
We both could.
Rapid fire. Anybody can guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait for the next 10. So if you want to throw a guess out, you can. But I'm just waiting for the next 10 because I think it's height that would have been the help a lot. But I can't figure out because it's not Kevin Nash. We already established that it wasn't Kevin Nash.
I'm gonna go with Sid Vicious. Was he ever in the NWO?
No, he was not. Safe.
So, second clue. Active in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s,
Holy shit.
but not now.
Ultimate Warrior.
No.
No, he wasn't in NWO. Damn it. 80s, 90s, and 2000s.
But not now.
That
Was
is
a
the
world
series
champion.
of questions that you didn't ask at this time. Neither of you asked time frames at all.
Well, once I had NWO, I was fixated on the 90s.
Yep.
Especially since he was a world champion in WCW.
Mm-hmm. But again, there are world champions in WCW that are still active today
Yes.
in some form or another. Good guess, Fernando, but no.
And wasn't the world champion in WWE.
Was not. Yes. Third clue. Second generation.
Why am I not getting WCW, guys? This should be a no-brainer.
Second generation. That fucks me up even more.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Correct. Now, did you see Fernando's guess? Because he beat you by a few
I
seconds.
did not. No. It still shows me 6 comments, so I'm going to go look. Yeah. Yeah, I fixated on Scott Steiner. I didn't even think Luger. That would have been a good one.
Luger was a good check.
Oh, shit. Luger, yeah. Dude, everyone was in the NWO. That was not a fair faction to pick.
In fairness, though, he was in the NWO before it had expanded to fucking everyone, number one. Number two,
That's true.
He was world heavyweight champion prior
Brett
to
was
his
in the NWO?
Who?
Brett, apparently?
Yeah.
Yeah, short one.
Fuck.
Shortly. Yeah.
All right, so there's a chance for him to tie it up. He gets to go first.
Okay. JLB, your time.
Wait, did
I
he just go first? No, it's 5-2, which means no, because there were 2 half points.
2.5 points. Yeah.
Or it's
So
3-2. So it's 5. That's been 6 rounds. Do we want to go another set?
well, your call, bud. I would be down to get my revenge. This could be like the final.
That means I have to go
Because-
first here. Then
Oh, then go first.
that was
Because
just
I think I went first last time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
But I
So-
took a 3-2 lead. So so you got a chance to tie, and then you might get to go first if we tie it. So all right, I'll do it.
Okay. 2 minutes on the clock starts now.
Male or female?
Male.
80s?
Technically,
Yes. Okay. 90s?
yes.
2000s?
Yes.
20 teens?
Yes.
Current?
No.
Okay. Former world champion?
Yes.
WCW?
Technically,
Technically, yes.
yes.
That's what you're saying? Okay. WWE?
Yes.
World champion in WWE?
Yes.
Long or short hair?
Long.
World champion in WCW?
No.
Okay. World champion in the 90s?
Yes.
Mark Calloway.
No.
Okay. Wow. Do I have to call him Undertaker? Or you understood that? Okay. Glenn Jacobs.
I can also say no to both of those.
Tall. Yes or no? Over 6 foot.
Yes.
Okay. But not considered a tall wrestler. World champion in WWE. Bret Hart.
No.
I don't think Bret Hart's over 6 feet.
How many? Multiple time world champion?
I believe so, but give me 1 second to. Yes.
Facial hair while you're doing that?
Yes.
Rob Van Dam?
No.
You said he was in the 80s, technically in WWE.
Final guess. I cannot answer that.
You can't answer that. You took too long to fucking figure out one of the answers to the question. You had to look up one of the answers. You can
And
answer
then-
that.
And then I hot-shotted some answers. So, final guess.
Fucking, this is like being on Family Feud and having fucking Steve too busy laughing at the answer to the prior question to fucking ask the next question.
Yes.
World champion WWE was in WCW, but not very long. Cactus Jack.
Yes. I'll give it to you. It was Mick Foley.
Yeah.
But yes.
Boom!
Son of a
4-2.
bitch. Well done. Well done.
I don't know that I would have given WCW much of a yes. It was a lot of yes. WCW.
Yeah, he was in WCW for a bit.
2.5 years. But
I mean,
it was early WCW. It was before
That's
most
more than
people
Shane
watched it.
Douglas.
It was, and I would have gone if I had done Shane Douglas and you asked WCW, I'd have been like,
I feel like you fucking done that shit to me. That's fun. It's really
Nice.
fun when I win. Oh, what did Fernando guess? What did Fernando guess? I didn't look.
Bob Backlund,
Ooh.
which we've done before. So,
Yeah, that's 70s, 80s, 90s,
mhm.
and briefly 2000s.
Yep. So, very much fun. And since we did that for so long, we're not going to do pick or pass because it'd be a 14-hour. This would be longer than All Out.
Oh Jesus!
But oh no, the Karshida one was the best one.
Sorry, I feel terrible because I knew exactly who it was. You're like, ask more questions. I was like, is she Asian? I know who the fuck it is. I just can't fucking come up with the name.
You should be like, does the first letter of her name start with A, B, C, D?
I said, does her name start with an S? Which is Sheeta. That still didn't fucking give it to me.
Oh god, that was great.
It was tons of fun.
Tons
My
and
brain's
tons
just
of
like
fun.
fixated on Io Shirai and who was the NXT champion at the same time, and Shotzi Blackheart, who, you know, I'll be fixating on her later as well. So
And that's for later.
I'm still fixated on Mandy.
Mandy.
the girls got me covered. Are the titles the girls? Is that what that picture means?
Yes, yes, it is.
Yes, that would be the implication.
I mean, it was a double entendre, but because Gigi and
Whatever. At the end of the day, Sean did it better. Okay.
Well, Sean definitely posed more. We'll give that. She just kind of laid them.
I
on
could
top
see
of it.
Sean's nipples. I couldn't see hers.
I know. It's a bloody shame. Bloody shame.
Misogyny.
But so before we close things up, I know you guys don't typically watch BTE. BTE was funny because part of it took place at the Fan Fest prior to. Fernando, do I think the Acclaimed? Well, you better believe they're going to mention the fight the next time, and then they're going to get in trouble for it. Because
In fact, he'll have to rewrite it 3 times because he does have to run them by TK.
yeah, I could see him going off script just to mention it too, and then TK being angry.
I'm gonna go off script like Punk.
But
Black Punk
Maybe-
at a press conference.
Maybe that way I can get paid in junk.
But Johnny Hungy, who was the BTE champion going into this week, which is the only shoot championship in professional wrestling. And it's not a wrestling championship because they don't wrestle for it. They do other games for it. Like one of his games is the bottle flip. First to 3 bottle flips successfully wins or whatever. Anyways, he came out for his title defense, and he said that he'd lost his smile. And so he had to vacate the championship. And the only way he was going to get back his smile was to go throw out the first pitch at White Sox Stadium because he double booked himself and he has to go. But I just he lost his smile. And then Kip Sabian won it. And so he's now the BTE champion.
By the way, fucking Kip Sabian. Oh my god. I like his character gimmick. I don't think this is what his gimmick was before.
No,
Nope.
This is
It's been the gimmick that he made ever since he got injured.
okay. Okay.
no Penelope
really
with
spot
it,
on.
No nothing. Just
Really enjoy it. I like the character. I'm intrigued by his psychoness. And yeah, he's great in the ring. I mean, he was great before. It's just now at least there's a gimmick behind him. And yeah, really excited to finally see him on TV. Just thought Kip Sabian should get a little nod.
Yeah. No, I always liked Kip Sabian from day one. And I do know it's he after he got injured, he knew he had to do something to keep himself in the eye. And so he came up with this underrated and over it gimmick and just leaned heavily into it. And literally just he's like, "Oh, I'm injured. I'm not cleared to wrestle, but I am cleared to travel. So I'm just going to go to every event and I'm just going to sit front row
with a box on my head.
with a box on my head and just be there." and keep my name, keep my image in the public eye.
It reminds me more of Cody Rhodes with Dashing Cody Rhodes with the broken face. But I get what you're saying.
But
I would love to see the unfinished business get taken care of. Because I don't really feel like we got it into the Miro feud. But
well, he got injured in the what did they call the match? The arcade match. With the best friends.
Damn, I don't remember what it's called, but I know exactly the match.
Over a year. Arcade Anarchy. That's what it was called.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, that feud here. The problem is, it's been so long. It's been over a year since that.
you can't really finish that feud.
Miro has moved on to something
Other
else
stuff.
entirely, and Miro's gimmick isn't even the same anymore. You know what I mean? And so it's hard. It's hard to go back to that feud, but that's fine. He's got a lot of story he can tell still. And so, but anyways, on that note, we're going to go ahead and start to wrap things up here, close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Make sure to follow us on all the social medias. You can follow me at Raw and Order WBU, just like you see right down there. You can follow DA Fabe at
DA Vincent Kayfabe. On Twitter. That's it.
On Twitter. Yep, that's it. You can follow JLB at
Twitch.
Oh no, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, he's gone to just using the Twitch most of the time.
But I guess if you want to Twitter me out, you can follow me at JLB420. Real Talk Radio, though, is the brand at anchor.fm/RTR, twitch.tv/JLBTLC25. Where I do a lot of video game content, from playing Mortal Kombat 11. I done kicked Ambrosia's butt in that. And to playing Resident Evil again, because Resident Evil is fun. And all the links for my stuff are down below in the link tree as well. So yeah, definitely check me out there on all platforms. Back to you, good sir.
Thank you, Ambrosia, for putting the links in the chat. A reminder to people, especially Fernando. I know he's got his daughter gonna be working on it when she comes back, but starting next week we will probably be Twitch exclusive. I don't know how long the affiliate, all of that stuff is gonna take for me to do, but I'll be doing all of that over the rest of this week. So
Honestly,
starting next week,
my ass a long while, so get on that.
Yep. But I know there's a bunch of stuff to do. The whole tax interviews and stuff like that are maybe a pain.
Well, those are pretty easy, to be frank with you. I just had the biggest issue with the payout method.
Payout method won't be too bad for me. I've got a PayPal.
No, just the form being stupid and not working.
But it all comes down to I've got to get some other stuff set up first, and then starting next week will be Twitch exclusive for the live stream. Now again, it'll still post on YouTube after the exclusivity period is over. And I tried to see if I can figure out a way to put it on Facebook, but I don't think they make it easy like they do with YouTube.
Just easier to post a link to YouTube or
yeah. That's probably going to be the easier way. But we will be doing that starting next week. So get on it. Getting on the Twitch, twitch.tv/Raw and Order WBU.
and yes, for Ambrosia, we'll say yes, we are still planning the bra and panties match.
Yeah, it's still happening. We're men of our words. It's just takes a little bit of time to put this sort of shit together. I mean, I don't just have like a dress that fits me in my closet. even a moo. Just don't have it.
Oh my
gotta go to
god,
the store.
we could even document our shopping at Goodwill for giant dresses.
That'd be kind of dope. Not gonna lie.
But we're going to get it figured out at some point. But twitch.tv/Raw and Order WBU is where to watch it. You can support us on the merch store. Link is in the doobly-doo. It was in the link tree that was shared earlier, so all of that. But yeah, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends. On that note, we are going to go ahead and close the book on the Fantasy Booking Institute. Thank you all for listening. We will see you soon.
See ya, brah.